Hello and welcome to another episode of the TechConnect podcast. I'm your host, Tauhida Ali, and today we'll be discussing an interesting topic on electric vehicles in Africa. Is it a hype or real revolution is taking on in Africa? I'll let my co-host introduce herself.
Hello guys, my name is Caroline Wavinya.
Caro, what do you think about kupanda electric boda and kupanda boda ya kawaida?
Okay, so as for me, I'll start by tangu ni realize your category electric. There's no going back. There isn't going back because I feel like there is this comfortability and the smooth riding when it comes to electric. House key is or soon
I get.
You don't even feel bumps. It's just a smooth ride. It's ni kama uko kwa a low budget car, unaget?
Yeah. Honestly, on my side, I also prefer electric vehicles, but it's because also I think of the noise. Like you see easy boda nyingine, you'll just like the whole road will just know you're moving. But for the electric, it's just going smoothly. Hakuna kelele. Like it's no stress for it. So we can see Africa is actually like diving into it, starting with our country, Kenya. I think we're leading in electric mobility.
Yeah, actually Kenya is going big. Ukiangalia, we have a ROM station for that production of the ROM bikes, ROM buses, nini. Ukiangalia hii kona unapatana na Spiro.
You have Basigo.
Yeah, Basigo. I think like Kenya is taking this like
seriously.
Yeah, it's taking the change seriously because at the end of the day, we are fighting emissions and we all need to be working in the cities like free, like clean air.
Yeah, that's so true.
Yeah, plus pia the noises. You can't be walking everywhere and unasikia drun. Like sometimes all you need is a silent environment.
Yeah, that's so true. And I also feel like, in fact, it's good that it's not only the motorbike sector that took this seriously, but also the buses. We can see that a lot of buses are electric. And honestly, I'm not a fan of buses, but if you're to tell me to ride on an electric bus, I would.
Yeah.
Compared to riding on the traditional buses. And I like the fact most of I can say the government and also some of the companies like Bolt, they're using some of their vehicles electric, like they're kind of pushing it forward. Yeah, and it's not only about technology. Here it's technology and sustainability. Because most of the people when they like electric motorbike, cars, buses, whatever, it's because of the fact that it doesn't gases and stuff, the noise pollution. So that's why people go for it.
I was actually thinking about you guys who go for long distance travels to your home. And honestly speaking, I pity you guys. Reason is unatumia bus and kuna venye bus kienda for long distance or matatu. Kuna kale karufu kanatokanga. I don't know whether you get that.
Yeah.
And I sat down and thought, what if watu kama kina Mashpoa, they come up with an electric bus for those distances?
I think they should.
Because there is a comfortability pia, and leave alone the comfortability. Hizo emissions. When sijui ni nini inakuanga ikihita up yenye inatoanga like that.
Harufu.
Yeah, harufu. And it would be really like a comfortable journey for you guys who use like the long distance.
Personally, on my side, I think that will be a good idea, having like an electric bus from Nairobi to Malindi, from Nairobi to Mombasa. Though I think they recently removed some buses, but long distance, but I think haifiki your capacity, let's say from Nairobi to Malindi. Yeah. I think it's just around Nairobi outskirts. But sasa, I think the problem comes charging infrastructure problem.
Yeah.
Kama hizo charging stations, ama power supply. Sasa imagine tumetoka Malindi. I mean from Nairobi I'm going to Malindi. Niko kama wapi, let's say somewhere in Voi, and let's say there is no charging station and it's at night.
But there is actually a charging station in Emali on your way to Voi.
So but the problem is, I think okay, we do have charging stations across the country, but still I think there is a need to have more, because ukiangalia the EV electric vehicle trend is mostly and greatly in Nairobi. Like ukiangalia, if I go to Mombasa, I think we do have electric vehicles. I mean, mostly the bikes, but si nyingi compared to Nairobi. I can see like Nairobi is leading compared to any other counties in Kenya.
But I'd say some of hizo magari za kwenda to the ushagos, they are really doing good. Juu sahi, if you go to Afya Center and you're going to board gari ya kwenda Machakos, like a lot of times zenye nimeboard hizo gari napatananga na electric matatu.
Oh, I would like to try that honestly, because I've never tried an electric matatu.
Yeah, unapata matatu electric hapo, and it's a really good thing because inafanya like the country evolve in some way. But as you've said, this thing is also coming with a lot of challenges.
Yeah.
Because you find that say unaweza pata charging station iko place kama Mtitwandei, but is there really a stable supply of electricity?
That's
in that
the problem.
Place? There is not stable supply of electricity. So as much as we are trying to make a clean world, a safe world for all of us, we should also try to look at a stable power supply to our countries. Because take a look at a country like Nigeria. They're always complaining about NEPA. Is it NEPA?
I think because there is no electricity. There's no electricity. So
no, those people are always complaining. Sio nini inaitwa NEPA?
I guess.
I'm not sure, but I think inaitwa NEPA. They're always complaining about electricity. And now you are telling that country, we need a clean Africa. We need to start adopting EV. Like,
I think people should be having strategies before coming up with something.
Yeah.
Because at the end of the day, I can't just come up to you and tell you, oh, we need to do this, we need to imply this in the country when you don't have like strategy and measures. Because at the end of the day, pia kuna risks and benefits of whatever something we're doing. Mm-hmm. So for like EV, I can say, let's say for the bikes, we have seen benefits and also kuna disadvantage at some point. Because kama sasa ikiwa let's say kuna shida ya moto, hakuna enough supply of electricity, that means hizo bikes at some point they can't operate. Tuseme sasa kama let's say the main stations in the city hakuna moto and people batteries zinakufa. So what will they do? They can't operate. Unlike the others get advantage because they use petrol. But right now, with petrol's prices going up, I think the electric motorbikes are the ones getting that benefit.
Yeah. And another thing is, I think the governments also are slowing down the adoption.
Somehow.
Because they are introducing policies which are not even, like, they are not EV-friendly policies. And another thing is about like unapata those they are expensive, very expensive. Yeah. Because you will not tell me a local boda guy uko ushago who is struggling kuweka hata mafuta kidogo ya hiyo ya 200 bob a day, na bado tuseme kama ameajiriwa apelekee bosi wake the amount of money they have agreed apeleke in a day. You will not tell me that person will ditch that hiyo boda ya kutumia mafuta, and after may ditch kesho yake atoke mtana nini na electric boda.
Yeah.
Like they are so expensive, and I feel like I don't know whether kuna hizo plans, but I think Rome they said they have those plans,
financing plans.
Yeah, like unapata you can chukua like alipa mdogo.
Yeah, I think they do have. I think but I think most can say banks and those EV manufacturers. Mm-hmm. I think some of them have financing models for the people who are interested in having the bikes. Even the buses, I think some of them, they do have kama lipa mdogo. Because I remember we went to that event together at Rome, and they were actually doing a signing with another company. Yeah, financing. So
yeah, and one thing I loved about them is they had mpaka insurance cover in that package.
Yeah.
Because at the end of the day, as we focus on adopting on the clean mobility, whatever's,
yeah.
we should also focus on ensuring the users of those things.
Yeah.
Because nothing comes without a fault. Hakuna kitu ainanga kamkosi kake at some point. You don't know where some things emerge from. So, yeah, we should also have ensuring of the users.
Yeah. But I think for me, I still feel like there is a need for those manufacturers, battery swapping companies. They should build more, not only in Nairobi. Because I feel like nyingi ziko Nairobi. Like outside Nairobi, there are, but bado ni chache. Like there's still few, which makes it maybe difficult for people from other like counties to access electric vehicles, like electric motorbikes. Because I can also see some electric vehicles, cars, but bado hizo ni kidogo.
True. And I was actually checking and I saw Kenya is among the top countries in the adoption. Kuna Kenya, Rwanda, South Africa, Ghana, Egypt, Morocco, and Ethiopia.
That's nice. You're the leaders.
Yeah, and as we are talking about like the adoption, you see like a few countries. The question is, what about the rest?
Yeah. What are they waiting for?
Not even about what are they waiting for, like what are their plans?
Yeah, because I think at this point, the conversation is not about the previous cars, whatever. The conversation is going to electric mobility, and it's because of the technological impact and the environmental impact it comes with.
Yeah. And the reason I feel like these countries are like they are topping and they are leaving the rest of the countries behind, it's because like the first thing is government to support.
Yeah.
If your government is not in support of that thing, definitely it will not pass.
Yeah.
Because you introduce kitu in a new country, you have to have the support of the government. And if the government is not in support,
then it's going to be difficult to imply it.
Yeah. So we can talk about like EV startups in Africa, like the local innovation, the companies which are making those EV products, or versus like the imports. Are we still importing EV? Like,
I think we are importing maybe parts of the like that are used for manufacturing, but we can see like we have some of the local manufacturers in the country that are doing the assembling and manufacturing and also distribution of the electric motorbikes and also buses. So I feel like we are going to the right direction, considering that it's not that we just adopted to the EV mobility just like that, but we also like we are building it like at home. So sahi, most of the electric motorbikes we are seeing on the roads, they're not from outside. Like maybe some of the parts are imported, but still it's made in Kenya. And I think we should be proud as Kenyans having something made in Kenya.
Yeah. And actually, you see, when you compare Africa to the developed nations, we'll see that when it comes to startups and innovation,
we are fast and we are forward.
We are very fast. And when we compare when it comes to like the traditional cars and now the electric powered cars and the two-wheelers, you'll find that Africa is taking that adoption seriously, actually, because we are trying to solve the problems we have, like informal transport system, weak charging networks. We are trying to also, because if right now EV is adopted in Kenya yote, kila mtu ditch the traditional vehicles, ditch the traditional motorbikes. Utapata, as a nation, utapata, tuseme to the government will make an effort to ensure like the body which is in charge of power supply and nini. Power supply is everywhere. And actually, that's solving the problem of unstable power supply in the country. And another thing, you'll find like kuna low-income consumers. You see, if something is plenty available in the country, utapata it's easily accessible to everyone.
Compared to when it's something that inapatikana kwa uchache ama kwa udogo. So it becomes expensive mostly because it's like less people can afford it.
Yeah.
But if something, kama ulivyosema, like if something is, everyone is using it, then definitely the price will be a little bit lower.
Ni kama kitambo, the way people used to kutumia zile taa za
koroboi.
Koroboi.
Is it called koroboi kweli?
I think ni koroboi. Ni lanterns. So those ones for putting mafuta taa.
Yeah.
Everyone like...
I think kerosene, we grew up having those ones.
Yeah, you could find that kerosene is the cheapest.
Nenda kanunue mafuta taa, nenda.
Yeah, it's the cheapest. And it was like that because watu wengi wanatumia.
Yeah.
So kitu inatumika na watu wengi, unapatanga like everyone can access it.
Yeah. And like sasa we are using the solar powered lights. Like things have changed. So I think we should also, the change is there already in the EV sector, but we need like sasa. I think the part that may adopt EV sana ni motorbikes.
Yeah.
Like that sector ndo kidogo iko kubwa. So I think it's for matatus and buses to also adopt. Buses pia naona, but matatus I haven't seen any of them so far on my side, but I've seen buses that are electric. So I think they should also work hard and emphasize on that.
But one thing I feel is at a certain time kunafaa kuwa na ni sawa we import cars, but from this given time we are not taking the traditional cars.
Yeah, honestly.
So kama uko na gari yako yenye ushalipia, wewe ni sawa tuchukua gari yako, but kutoka hii time tuseme starting from December 2026, kama gari yako si electric, don't import
but
your
I
car.
don't know, I feel like some people don't like electric. I don't know why, because mtu atakwambia we should buy an electric car. Like
I feel like a lot of people fear maybe explosions of something. But it's, if a car explodes, the traditional ones still explode.
Yeah.
So we should just embrace the technology as it goes. Like we just move with the technology. And the happy thing is that Kenya is emerging as one of the most innovative hubs in Africa.
That's so nice.
It's actually nice because if one African country leads, the others follow.
Yeah, honestly. Like if sasa some of our neighboring countries say, oh, look at Kenya is being mentioned to be the top EV mobility adopter. So obviously we'll be like, okay, we can also try and see how it goes with us. You can also see pia kuna creating battery swapping systems instead of charging stations. Because sometimes, weza chukua boda, nikienda home, and then it has to stand somewhere I charge, and charging usually takes time compared to battery swapping. So kama nowadays, I think I've realized, in case hata battery yake mtu inaisha, they just go to somewhere, they just swap. Huyo anaacha ile yake yenye inaizima, he takes another one. And actually that's more efficient and more like better, and it saves time and everything compared to sasa ako hapo anze kucharge, it takes time, you know.
Yeah. And do you know like China is really influencing in the adoption of EVs.
Talking of that, let me say this before I forget. Talking of that, I've seen, I think last week, a video where in China, people are using bicycles. They're actually electric bicycles, I think. Like, ziko stationed somewhere. Sasa seme sahi naenda tu hapo mahali.
Wachukua.
Yeah, I think I pay for it or something like that. And then I just go to work with it. then jioni nairudisha.
Ama unarudisha to a nearby station.
Yeah, and it was so nice seeing that you don't have to rely on public transport ama cars, taxi. Instead of waiting for a taxi, you just drive yourself and it's actually electric. And I was like, okay, this is a great innovation.
I actually saw someone on TikTok say a lot of bikes in China, Boda, I mean, they are electric. And
as it should.
I feel like the reason why Chinese market, like Chinese companies which deal with electric vehicles and electric bikes and stuff, the reason why they are entering Africa easily because Africa usually has a long-term growth potential.
Yeah.
Africa is big and most of the things, they are still the traditional ones. And Africa is a continent which actually takes like change seriously because our countries need Africa to grow. And then unapata sometimes ebu waiangalia ukirequest kwa Uber electric boda na boda normal, you will find that electric boda is actually cheaper than
that's so true.
You'll find it's cheaper than the normal boda.
If the electric boda is 190, the other one is 250. They usually vary actually.
And you'll find that in Africa, everyone, it's like there's a demand of an affordable like
means of transport.
Yeah. So that's why they are like wamekuja sana into Africa because they know we take the change because we want it, not because it's a trend.
Yeah. And I think mostly we can see, I think as African nations usually import like hizo sasa the parts, the electronics, the battery, but Africa sasa they usually handle the assembly and the local distribution. That's why I think we have some of the local distribution in our country.
But the question is, will Africa continue importing those things or will we make a strategy to start probably producing our own parts?
Because I think right now we are kind of hybrid ecosystem because it's not all from Africa. We get it somehow from another continent or from another country.
Yeah, because like right now, if we get more companies like Rome who can locally produce the parts,
like do everything
assemble,
from the start.
Yeah, you'll find that we are not like importing again. Utapata sisi ndo tuna export. We are giving it to other countries. Si lazima ziko outside Africa. We can make it within Africa. And that will be a really good thing to push our economy and help others also go with the adoption we are in.
Okay, on my side as what you said, it's high time for Africans, for Kenyans to build everything from scratch in our countries. But also the problem is, I feel like sometimes we ourselves undermine each other, underestimate, Karo can't do this. She's born in Kenya, she learned in Kenya, so she can't have such knowledge. And sometimes skills, I feel like, unaweza soma kitu ukuwe na knowledge na ukuwe na hiyo skill. Like unaweza soma kitu usome tu elewe but you don't know how to imply it. Na kuna mtu mwenye ako na hiyo skill, they can do everything from scratch. And ukiangalia recently in the last year, a few months, we see a lot of young Kenyans, young Africans inventing startups, inventing things that people maybe thought there'll be no solution for it. So it's high time we stop like undermining people. You can uache kupatia mtu job juu maybe hajasoma a prestigious university ama a non-university. You just like, they can't do this. So you should try giving our people chances to try new things. And that is how we will move as a nation. That is how we will move as a continent.
Yeah, actually, I feel like every new technology which has been introduced in the country, the manpower should be sourced from within the country, not outside. Because at the end of the day, you who is assembling this thing and you will never be in the country after that assembling, si wewe utaitumia. But if right now tawida ni wewe umetumika kunini, kuassemble, kufanya nini, kutengeneza hizo vitu, when you are out here, you will tell people, and hii kitu ni mzuri, na unajua ukitumia kutakuwa hivi na hivi. But someone who is not like from our country, juu kwa washazoea hiki,
they'll just come do and go. Yeah. Additionally, let me add on that. If we are going to be sourcing people from outside our countries and our continent, it will be in this way. So that means we will not be learning.
Yeah.
There is no chance or an opportunity for us to learn. Because sasa takwani, we have this job, we want someone from China to come and do this for us. When that person, he'll come and do his work and go. But what about the remaining people? So will you be sourcing people every day, in, out? Simply because you refuse to give people chances or opportunities. So I think even if you're going to be sourcing people from outside, it should be a high opportunity for you to take like your people to also learn from that person, so that other the next time they can do it by themselves. So we should say lakini pia, are EVs really affordable for the average African consumer? Like the cost, financing, But as for me, I feel like right now we are having a lot of, as we said earlier, we are having like those EV manufacturers liaising with the finance models ama finance people kuweza kufinance these people. Because ukiangalia most of the people using EV, let's say motorbikes, it's just a normal mwananchi who is trying to like afford a living for himself and his family. So doing that, it actually helps a lot, because they don't need to like, sasa tuseme mtu hana let's say 200,000 ya kununua hiyo boda. So having hiyo ya kulipa pole pole, let's say kwa siku analipa 100, 200, it actually helps that person. He's paying his debt at the same time he's providing for himself and his families. Yeah.
But one of the biggest problem is affordability actually, because I don't think most Africans or most people can really afford like brand new electric bodas or brand new electric vehicles, because simply they are very expensive compared to the easy zenye sahi tunatumia. The electric ones are very expensive. They're expensive because how are you going to charge this vehicle? Kwako mwenyewe hauna stima, unatumia solar.
Yeah.
How are you going to charge it? How am I going to replace this battery when the whole day I've only worked for 200 bob?
Yeah, because sometimes siku naamka maybe kazi si nzuri.
And you'll find that the middle class people are viewing this EV thing like a luxury or something. Because if sahi uende mahali uambie mtu, sasa tuseme tu gava iseme from next month kila mtu anatumia EV. Hata sisi wenyewe tushanunua electric vehicles, hizo vitu zote. Watu wengine wataanza kuona sasa, utapata magari zimekuwa kama kitambo venye walikuwa nasikia magari ni za matajiri nini. You see nowadays it's like tu kila mtu ako na gari everywhere.
Yeah.
But now if a lot of people can't afford it will go back to the kitambo thing, which is cars belong to the rich people.
Yeah.
And it will not be doing any good to our nation, because hao watu wanafanya Uber anategemea hiyo gari kukula.
Yeah.
Sasa ukimwambia kesho asirudi kwa barabara na hiyo gari yake inatumia mafuta,
that's hard.
It will be very hard. Juu itamaanisha sasa kutoka leo hana job, kutoka leo hana chakula, hana nini, hana school fees, hana rent, hana like pesa for even treating themselves. So it should be like kama venye tu tumesema, kukuwe na hata the companies zilias na banks ziprovidiwe hata loan, na zisikue unrealistic. Unapatanga
sometimes mtu labda you really want to get that motorbike, you really want to get that car, but sasa pesa unambo ulipe, maybe it's still like too expensive for someone.
Yeah, because you can't tell me I be paying like 500 in a day. Probably that 500
labda you know I'm making, yeah.
Juu unajua vitu zikikuwa mingi pia ni kama venye boda venye ziko tu mingi. Like the kitambo bodabodas. Yeah. Kuna mtu antasimama stage siku mzima na ama mwingine abebane tu watu wawili, na watu wawili hata hiyo 500 hawajam.
That's so true.
Kuna hiyo story zinafungangwa kama simu ama what are they done if
I once heard about, I think tuk sijui, like usipolipa it stops. As I imagine,
it's not funny.
Okay, it's not funny, but I heard, but I don't know if it's true, honestly. Because I just heard someone saying, but it wasn't the driver or anyone around that. But they say that it usually stops, just like the phone zile za stop.
But one thing I know about lipa pole pole staffs, if you don't pay, they don't work. So meaning if you don't pay for that,
stop. But it's okay.
It would be very devastating.
Yeah.
You have a customer inside, then it decides, I'm not moving. It will be a very devastating thing. So as much as they are liaising with financial institution and providing those lipa mdogo services, they should put a reasonable amount of money.
Yeah.
Hata actually wanafaa kudo away with the daily thing because
sometimes daily mtu eza amke na asipate kazi, asipate customer. So maybe they do it a weekly thing ama monthly.
Mostly weekly and monthly. Jukisema monthly utapile up sana.
Yeah. I think the reason why these things are expensive, it's because we import like, obviously ukiimport kitu lazima utachajiwa at the end of the day. Like, so the reason why they become expensive is because we import some of the products from outside. So the cost and everything, it's just piles up to whatever price it is. And that's why I think we should tuanze kukua ma engineers, tukue ma what to we sort this thing.
Actually, people have the skills.
Yeah.
It's venye umesema ni issue ya kuwa
undermined.
Yeah, unapata unaonekana you can't do that thing. If you look at people like China, which are producers of those the parts and whatever, how watu wanaonekana wako na the manpower, all the skills needed because their country is really adopting to it. But come to look at it, there are people who have watu wamesomea hizo vitu. Mtu alienda shule akasomea, akakuja probably akafanya kazi mahali, kazi ikaisha. People have the skills. And if they feel like people don't have the skills, if, for example, wacha niseme Rome, kama Rome sahi inataka kuanza kuunda like the normal cars, soon as you get to like the to personal cars, walete mtu awafunze like the way you go to a new job. You uendangi hapo ukijua chenye unafanya.
You will be taught, you will be mentored nini.
Juu sahi even when you were starting to work, hauku unajua chenye unafanya. You came and you were told this and you are supposed to do this and this and this, and hapa usifanye hivi.
Like you are kind of guided, taught, and eventually you'll just learn. And also, it's so like, I can say it's so annoying sometimes seeing that most of Kenyan, apart from just the mobility, like talking generally, most of the Kenyan companies, I can say, most of the companies too, like some skills, they just source them from outside. Like utapata sijui company sijui nini ameletwa someone from outside, someone from another country, simply because we are undermining people of our own country, like thinking they can't do this, they can't do that. So we have to.
Yeah, and another thing which is making actually things difficult is because financial systems are underdeveloped. You'll find that probably the bigger banks, the bigger financial institutions, they are not even ready to finance this thing because they feel like it's something yenye inaweza collapse anytime.
Lack of trust.
Yeah, and they feel like another thing, watu hukuwa na shida ya kulipa loans. And imagine taking a loan to go and buy an electric bus. Yeah, a car loan to go and buy an electric bus. And then unashindwa kulipa. Unapata now the banks ama the institutions which are accepting to take the risk hawana hizo funds vizuri pia wao. Hawana. Juu pia wao they are trying their luck waone kama watainuka. Una get?
Yeah.
And unapata kitu ingine ni even if they have all that money, their interests are very, very, very high. Unapata for me, who is taking that car loan, who is taking that car on a loan, who is taking that boda on a loan, siwezi keep up na hiyo interest yenu.
Yeah.
Siwezi keep up.
That means we need strong and stable financial systems.
Yeah.
Like that actually makes sense. Because as you said, huwezi ambia mtu wa boda, let's say atuke boda on a loan and then they pay, let's say 500 in a day and assume that person is making that 500 in a day. I'm assume that person is maybe 1,000 in a day, you wambia lipe 1,000 a day. So how do you expect that person to sustain himself at the same time, like pay your debt?
Yeah.
So we need like these finance people to just come up with a reasonable like amount that will make sense kwa mtu mwenye he wants to purchase ama he wants to take a loan on these things.
Yeah, but in the long run, EV might actually become one of the cheapest.
Yeah.
Yeah, because initially they are reducing some expenses. Uta-reduce expense ya kufuelingi boda ama gari kila siku. Uta-reduce maintenance cost and servicing cost. Because when you look at these electric vehicles, they have lesser moving parts.
Yeah.
And so they
in
don't
fact, maintenance yake is low compared to the other ones.
Yeah, it's because you see nini ya petrol iko na parts mingi zina move.
Yeah.
Because you see mafuta has to circulate sijui where and where and where.
Yeah.
So utapata servicing ni rahisi maybe once in a month. And utapata pia cost ya kurepair. So unaona boda ya kawaida uharibika haraka actually. Utapata how need kushindanga kila saa sijui part gani ya boda yangu imetoka. Yeah. So at the end of this race of adopting to this technology, they'll actually at some point come to be cheaper.
Yeah. I think pia maybe there is this, since we talked about Nairobi being like the peer leading county in EV adoption, I think it's also high time they can, since we said that there's some of the electric car motorbikes in some of the counties that are not like cities, I think it's high time they can also use solar powered charging stations.
Yeah.
And at least in places where supply electricity is kind of hard or low, solar can work. Because kama sahi, since they're turning from charging stations to swapping stations, that means even they can turn to solar powered stations, making it like support rural charging. Ndo sikwe mtu somewhere uko from kijiji, I feel like ako left out because we haven't like considered them.
Yeah.
So for them to be included, we can use the solar powered charging station and it's sustainable. Actually,
when I was preparing for this topic, I thought about our ushago, and there have been a problem of like stima for 3 months. Then I thought of if now we had fully adopted to
solar,
to like not solar, to like the electric mobility thing, and now stima zimekuwa zimepotea for 3 months.
What will be done?
Watu wangekuwa wana travel nini na huko? Like wangekuwa wanatumia nini?
That's so true.
Because people like, doesn't mean junior shago people don't have cars.
Yeah.
People have cars. Hizo magari zao zingekuwa tu zimechill huko kwa manyumba zao. They are not even using their cars for anything because kama hakuna stima gari yako haisongi. And actually what we've said, actually a very realistic thing. We have solar powered nini. Actually, nilikuonyesha hiyo TikTok ya kale kagari ka sola. Yeah, and then people were making fun of it, ati ikipigwa teke na donkey itaanguka. It's actually a good thing because tukiadopt hizo nini utapata vitu ziko easier. Juu sahi sometimes stima hupotea.
Yeah.
But if we have a solar charging station, kama kuna jua itakuwa tu kila time.
And I feel powered. At some point there are people who like they undermine solar energy. Like they feel like I don't know, maybe they don't take it seriously. But at some point this thing is really going to make changes. And it's really helping a lot.
I feel it's also more efficient than the steamer itself.
Yeah. You know, as we finish, I can say like it's high time for the country, for the continent. They work on ensuring that, you know, EV is not just a transport system or a transport shift. It's more of like we need to see how far do we want to go with this thing? And that's why they need to like work on the energy infrastructure, finance models, the needs of the people. Because if they're not going to highlight, if they'll just let it like, let's say, to endelea tu venye tuko sahi, we just have swapping stations in Nairobi and a few where. Like, if we want to move, because we need changes. We need changes. So I think it's high time the government, finance people, what do we call them? People, what were taxis, Bolt, Ubers, and all. Like they just come work together. Like they just come up with solutions. How are we going to integrate this system fully into our country?
Yeah, because at the end of the day, as much as people might see this thing as a hype, a luxury thing, it's not really a hype. It's a real thing. It's an investment. It's worth...
A sustainable investment, in fact.
Which is worth investing in it. Because at the end of the day, the world is revolving and we have to keep up with the world it's going. And if the movie ya sahi inamaanisha we change and have a cleaner environment, no carbon emissions, no use of fossil fuels, tuna move to nayo to make pia a better country,
a cleaner country.
Yeah.
And that brings us to the end of this topic, and I hope you enjoy listening to it and get some points from there. I was your host Tauhida Ali,
and I'm Caroline Wavinya. Don't forget to share, like, subscribe, and comment on the video.
See you on the next episode.